Welcome back to Super Metroid. We are in Lower Brine Star, and we just took out Kraid to get the Varia suit. So something I have not mentioned, I've just got a lot to say about Kraid. I remember as a kid fighting Kraid. I was terrified of him. I didn't even want to go in the room. I was spooked. Very young kid. I got to the room and I had to go call my dad and say, "Hey, Dad, could you beat this guy for me? He's scary." I hadn't even seen him. I just knew because I had the player's guide. Like, I knew what it was gonna be. And bless my dad for going in there and taking him out. Like, dude had never played Super Metroid before. He probably didn't even know what the controls were. So bless him for doing that for a young Naka. So anyway, with the Varia suit... Oh, this door, which was flashing before, is now lit. Well, we should go take a look at this. Oh no, it's a trap! Everybody on. So this is not actually a complete trap. You may think as much when you come in the first time, but you're probably also going to be suspicious that it's a room, so what do you do but run around and shoot stuff and find an energy tank if I can friggin' jump into the block. Like an empty room, nothing in it. Explore, figure something out. It's not even like hidden super obscure off to the side. I do remember like bombing everything in that room. The walls, just like, figure it out, let's go. So, one thing I wanted to run very quickly back this way to explain, and I kind of overlooked this because we've just been going forward, the only way we can go. But if at any point you decided, oh, you know what, I actually want to go back. I got a weapon or an item or something, and I know where something may be. So I want to try to go back up to either where the ship is, or maybe I'm not ready to fight this boss. So you come back here and go, because you should not have the ice beam right now. You come back here and go, how do I get out? Truth be told, you can't actually get out. There we go. Once you have the high jump boots, you can get out that way. I think you can technically get out without the high jump boots, but I'm not 100% on that. So playing this game vanilla, like no sequence breaks or anything, I actually forget how many energy tanks you're supposed to have by the time you fight Kraid. I think 2 is correct, and I don't think I've missed anything. Unlike the previous 2 games, I am not using a map or anything for this game. I've played it more than enough. Every single thing that comes out of me is coming off the top of my head. Which reminds me, somebody pointed out that Kraid was actually a space pirate, despite that I said he may have been just a native to Zebus. And it's difficult. There's no good information on it. I think there was one source that did cite him as one of the space pirates' bigwigs. But as always, pretty much everything to do with Super Metroid canon is... decide for yourself what you want canon to be, because there's a lot of conflicting points. So anyway, we come back down here. Now that we have the ability to go into superheated areas, or at the very least we'd get the suit and go, well, what the heck do I do with this suit? You can go into heated areas, that's what you can do. So you can go into that area there. We cannot go in there. And the only other place is down here, which we saw before. And if you wanted to test for sure that, like, yeah, that's that, and you can't get through here anyway. So we have a grand total of 1 place we can go. I find it interesting that they trapped you down here, but I suppose that's also part of making sure that you're not overwhelmed with possibilities. That you don't get down here to Kraid and go, did I miss something? Let me go back and scour the entire game to figure out what's where, what I can do, or what I'm missing. They lock you down here for a little bit until you get some things you need. And the first of which is going to be this way. Well, we've gotten a number of which already. Okay, so I'm trying to, like, think of these things as you would approach them normally. Or as you would approach them the very first time you play the game. And I want to go back up here. Because I feel like as a player, you're going to get in here and go, okay, I have the suit. I can move around now. This is the only place I can move in heated areas. I just experimented and discovered that now. So clearly this is where I'm supposed to be, and I don't have anywhere else that I can go. So what do I do from here? I mean, you can morph and go up this way if you know how to mid-air morph. But you may also, like, shoot around and figure stuff out. And shoot or bomb, and you'll figure that out. So this particular jump right here is a pain in the butt, because oftentimes in randomizers you do not have the high jump boots. And you gotta do some, like, real bare minimum wall jumps or some crap to get up there. And I end up, like, waiting for one of the enemies to come around and freezing them so I can either stand on them or wall jump off them. Pain in the butt. Okay, not knowing what you're in for, you may look down here and go, nope, that's just lava. Nope, that's just lava. Oh, so I've been talking about the ice beam mechanics. Now down here you see, nope, there's just lava, but there is actually an item down here. This item you may miss. Super Metroid does a pretty good job of hiding some... God dang it. Does a pretty good job of hiding some items. Like, there are some things that, like, ooh boy, I don't know if I ever would have figured that one out. But usually when that happens, it's just kind of a secondary item, a spare item. Just like, oh, it's a missile expansion. You don't need it to beat the game. And that's when you do beat the game, you get like 80% item completion or whatever, and you go, oh boy. Oh, by the way, this whole area right here is another one of the major sequence breaks that I didn't bother doing this time around, because it is kind of a pain in the butt. But this is another one of the major sequence breaks, and it involves going through this entire heated area without the Varia suit. Which is funny to think about, because you do the Varia suit is almost required to beat the game. Once you get the second suit, a lot of the Varia's attributes are kind of nullified. However, unless you just have a stupid number of energy tanks, and if you're avoiding getting the Varia suit, well, like, no, that doesn't even matter. That doesn't even matter, because you gotta beat Kraid. You have to beat Kraid. So, like, you might as well pick up the Varia suit. But as far as, like, speedruns and randomizer runs goes, it still comes down to the fact that you can get down here and get a lot of things when you may not have the items to go a different way. And for speedrun purposes, it usually comes down to the trek to get to Kraid can be traversed much faster when you come by later in the game instead of coming by now. So even though it's not like a massive time save, doing all of this now, it lets you do a lot of other things faster. So once again, I just kind of came down here habitually. Missile expansion. But I feel like this is reasonably natural to find. Considering the very top, you just fall down. So you'll go over here and look around, and then you'll just fall down here and go, this is something, and bomb and look around. This also looks heckin' suspicious. Yep, right there. Shoot it open. I'll say I was also a very scared... I was so terrified of video games when I was a kid. Oh my goodness. There we go. Because, like, even the enemies down here, I would bomb this, and then I would wait for them to come up and shoot them. I would go down to the next one, bomb that, and I would, like, be trying to retreat. I'd be scared trying to get out of this tube, so I could fight those things in a place where I could see them. There's a save point right here, in case you feel like saving your game. This guy comes right there every time, and you can get up here pretty easily, which is cool. Once you have the ice beam, you're technically supposed to have the grappling beam before you come here. And here's another really hard secret. This one you're probably not going to find, like... Oh, heck. Oh, come on, morph. There we go. This one you're probably not going to find if you're not just actively scouring for secrets. But it's, again, as usual, it's not really anything big. So you come all this way for a reserve tank. Again, it's always some secondary item. And if you're real creative, you can find a missile expansion right here. You'll probably find this missile expansion by complete accident, honestly, because all of these blocks are destructible. Of course, it'd be real heckin' swell if I could, like... I don't like it here. Actually, no, they're not all destructible. I guess it's only that one. I just keep shooting it by accident, trying to shoot everything else nearby. So, this is a real tricky jump, to, like, jump up there and morph into it. What you're supposed to do is come in here with the power bombs, because a bomb down here will raise this lever up. Power bombs will also do it. Regular bomb if you want to stand in lava, which I don't necessarily want to. So, while I'm at it, another sequence break, because you can go down from here and go through quite the little adventure to get where you need to be. And if you don't want to, you can jump directly into that guy. If you have the ice beam, you can jump up there and do that. However, you can also do that without the ice beam. You just have to kill everything handy. The only problem is that idiot cack attack up top. That's gonna take more time than he has any right to. If you really want to take care of him, because, like, I'm yet to find, like, the best way to get through this room. Friggin' kill him, that's how you do it. There you go. And you can get up here and bypass a whole area down below. But I'd rather not do that. Instead, we can go this way. This is a more obvious door. No, never mind. This is where we came from. Ignore me! We have to go this way. I was thinking of the door just below. This door. So a couple areas we can go. You can go this way. Which leads you to... the other side of this really long room. You'll once again hit some blocks in the middle that you can't get past. Another sequence breaker right here. You can do this with the wave beam. But you can also shoot through the door if you're real heckin' good. And I'm having trouble with it. So... I've always had so much trouble doing this. Whatever, doesn't matter. I may not be getting enough speed up. But yeah, you can also shoot through that if you want to do some other backtracking in another direction. But for natural exploration, we're going this way. The only thing in this room is an enemy generator, which is real nice because 5 enemies are all in here at once. You may be doing this while doing a hell run or something, so it's actually real nice to come in here and get, like, all your juice back. Because that room is also not heated. I don't think this room is heated either. This room is heated. I mean, yeah, can you not tell from the lava? Actually, I'm looking at Samus's suit. As you can see, just a little bit of a red glow on her suit every now and then. Okay. Okay, okay. Another area. Let's take a look around. That looks real suspicious. Another one of these. We can't get past. And another yellow door. We've been running across a lot of these yellow doors. So this is kind of hilarious because this lava is rising, but it's rising very slowly. You even saw the nice little touch of the little, like, rocks bubbling out at the start. But yeah, you just come over here. You've got, like, all the time in the world. In fact, the lava stops, like, right around foot level here. Like, the lava will never raise this high. You gotta stand in the room for, like, 20 minutes to get it to go that high, though. It's just there to create that sense of tension. I'm smart. So this is actually where your vertical jumps will come in handy, instead of trying to spin jump. Landing on single blocks with a spin jump is not the easiest thing in the world to do. I like how this guy lowers, the other guy went straight across. But it doesn't really change how you handle this. It's just there to make you feel nervous again. As long as you got the beams, you may want to try missiles or something if you don't have the ice beam. Because I've talked about the mechanics of the ice beam across different Metroid games. And the ice beam here does add damage to your attack. So things will take fewer hits to kill. Until later. Because what happens is, instead of killing an enemy, it freezes them. You have to do enough damage to kill them. And the killing blow will freeze them instead of killing them. And hey, this leads us all the way back up to this door, which leads us back out here. There were no items or anything down here that you can get. So if you wanted to just sequence break that, you can. Why did I do that? I knew that guy was there. There's also this right here that you can't do anything with right now. In fact, you can't do anything with this ever. Yeah, I thought those crumbled when you touched them. You can't do anything over here ever, because you come to this, these are crumble blocks. You stand on them and they'll collapse out from under you and you fall down. They also reform very quickly. So this is an exit, very much an exit. But it's funny that you can get here if you know where it is. Come on. So you may also recall that I went by a couple doors down here. So there's the door here. And you may be inclined to go, well, let's check out the blue door first, because that red door is expensive. It costs missiles to get in. Mockball fail. Got one of these guys down here. Try to get over this way. And you see a door. I want to go in that door. Unfortunately, thou cannot. But you can maybe try to go across the top. I think one of these goes low enough to wall jump off of it, but it's not worth the trouble. So be careful with these platforms, because they do move, so you have to be ready to land where they're trying to move to. And you can get a missile. And there are also these blocks again. We've seen them in a couple places up until now, and we weren't able to do anything with them at the time. If you watch the opening demo reel, you'll see what they're used for, and we don't have access to that yet. But if you know how to wall jump, you can get over here anyway. Wow, funny spikes. Usually I can careen across over enough to just immediately wall jump off the wall, but I kind of failed at that. Anyway, you get the wave beam, and the wave beam is going to make our lives a lot easier. Because you remember all these beams, bars, with the light on the wrong side that we can't do anything about? So you're supposed to use the thing to get back across the top, but there are also a couple breakable blocks here. These 4 in the middle are breakable too. So if you fall down here, you can just get out that way. So the wave beam. The wave beam, much like its incarnation in... Get up there. Much like its incarnation in... Well, actually, it's been modified some since Metroid 2. Because the idea with Metroid 2 was that it could pierce through enemy armor. All beams pass through walls. In this game, no beams pass through walls. Except the wave beam. And enemy armor just isn't even a thing that exists. So I think you have to shoot this, but you'll probably shoot it by complete accident in dealing with the keys. And once again, if you're doing this in a hell run situation, very nice place to refill all your crap. You'll just be in here watching your health tick down. And then you make your way over here. So, I don't know if that respawns. I actually want to see if you have to run in here. Yep. Quick answer. Okay, so you've had your experience with Noob Bridge. You're gonna hit that first block and go, okay, better run. Got keys above you, better keep running. Better heck everything up. Okay, better keep running. You know what, let's just keep running. All day, every day, keep running. Okay, we did it. So there's also a missile up here that, again, you'll probably almost never find until you come back scouring for items. So we had to run all the way down here, and we know running is the best way to traverse that rune. And speed booster, press and hold the A button to run. And the lava's rising. So let's just go ahead and do that again, but back. The lava never actually rises all the way up. I like that the lava actually kind of speeds up as you make your way up the room, though, in order to keep up with you. So it's always a threat. Even though you're just running, you're like, oh no, I'm scared. Alright, so there's been an amount that I've been talking about so far in gameplay-wise, but this bubble part of Norfair is great. Like, just talking about the alien architecture, the alien planets, the weird environments. Do that stuff. Go for it. Man, I want to explore that weird alien world. And this is absolutely that. What is this? What is this really? Where am I? It's great. You get here and it's... Especially when you get here the first time, you just got done running through that, heated area. Typical cave, lava in it, and then you get here and it's just... What is going on in here? I also like that these bubbles are, again, a nod to the NES Metroid, because you saw these in Norfair. Or Ridley's Lair, I forget. Just played the game a little while ago. But, it's still so neat. And that you get, it's the mix of stuff, too. You get this weird mechanical stuff and the blocks down there as well. And the way these bubbles kind of grow out of everything really makes them feel natural, like they did grow. But then you have all this mechanical stuff here too, so people have been trying, or the space pirates have been trying to build over top or around all of this stuff, and the bubbles have overtaken it. Good stuff, good stuff. So we can go back the way we came, but there's still more to explore down here. Let's see here. There was nothing else to explore down around that way. We've done everything up top. So we can come in here, and now that we have the wave beam, we can even go in here. I'm gonna take a peek in, though, because I think this goes here. Yeah, we don't want to go in there just yet. We can, and that's another pretty significant sequence break, but we're also not supposed to have the wave beam just yet. So you would come down this way, and the blocks that you ran into in here looked an awful lot like speed booster blocks. If you time your shot right, you can actually hit that door and keep speed boosting into this room. And then we're in here. So the door down here was green, so we cannot get through it. We've done everything else that there is to do here, though. There's still the yellow door. But there was the gate in here that lowered too quickly for us to get past. And now that we have the speed booster, we can get in here. And that immediately tells you that's breakable, but you need that particular item to go down that way. Remember, this is yet another location we can go. Not anything else immediately obvious that we can do. Bombing up there is a little bit rough to do, starting new. Oh no, they fall. You gotta be careful about hopping on your platform, dude. Okay. So mid-air morphing is also not expected out of you in normal gameplay, so you're gonna go up this way. These guys are gonna be a pain in the butt because you don't have the ice beam. You can destroy them with a super missile, though. But then you'll come up here and go in here. Go, well, what the heck? But recall while you were climbing up this way, you see those guys climbing out of that hole. Well, okay, I went in that hole. So you'll come up here. There we go. Then you work your way around and you come in and you get your ice beam. So when you come back out, you may try to go back the way that you came, but that's going to be tricky because the gate is in the way. And if you don't know to bomb the ceiling, which is a difficult thing for new players to do anyway, you're going to want to go back this way into the room that you saw before. And now that you have the ice beam, you can immediately shoot these things and go, ooh. Then, of course, you'll come in here, see these, and realize, hey, yeah, I can shoot these now. I can freeze them, and I can even freeze these guys. Like, they've got this whole neat little built-in tutorial on Ice Beam and what you can do with it. And then you get your way back out. I think there's a... No, there's not. There's only the one fire gamer. And there's nothing else we can do down here. Everything that we've seen was barred by either a yellow door or that round power bomb block. It's a power bomb block. Power bomb block. There's nothing else we can do up here. Everything else is barred by that block. But we've just been shown that the ice beam can freeze rippers. So you're supposed to come back up here to get this once you have the high jump boots. Which means you can still have it before you fight Kraid. And now that we have the ice beam, we can freeze them and make our way back up, and this is probably one of the most difficult friggin' things to climb back up as a kid. Oh, don't fall back down. Okay, so we still don't have that. And honestly, even if you could get back up, you'd go, all right, we did it. I can finally get out of here. I can finally go back. No, I can't, because there's this barrier in the way. I mean, I can open it. You know, it occurs to me, I never actually told you guys how to mockball. So we have to find another way out. And we've frozen these guys to climb up our way before. And we can make our way up to the top quite easily. Again, that was such a pain climbing up that as a kid. And that brings us in this room, which I hate. I especially hated this room as a kid, because I had a very hard time judging and modulating my jumps well. So I would hit the ceiling, I would jump into these, I would miss my jumps and fall into the ones on the bottom. I hated this room. I would even come here and I would go over and I would turn off high jump boots just to make it easier to jump across the platforms. Hated it. Okay, so we come here and a yellow door closes behind us. So we're not going back. There is a save point here. Super missile door. These giant things are such a pain. There's another one in here, too. Alright, well, we came in here, and there's nothing in here other than pain. But this last flower looks a little suspicious. So, regardless, up we go. Oh. Another yellow door. So what we need in order to progress, and what is going to open all these yellow doors for us, is in this very tiny area. It's also neat because there's... There it is. Oh, it was lower than I thought. You can go in here. I mean, you can't do anything in here, but you can go in here. Another one-way exit. So this is actually somewhat well hidden, but given how little space you have to explore, and the fact that it's a shoot block right here, it probably won't be too long before you find this. So these insects are called zeros, by the way. Ah, so we remember this, because these guys will jump up. And there's the item we've been waiting for. The power bomb. We've seen blocks, it's yellow, and of course, you just get a power bomb, you want to know what this thing does, you use it right away. Blew the whole wall out, and you get a missile. So with power bombs now, power bombs, by the way, are kind of annoying because they're one of the rarest item drops in the game. So if you're low on power bombs, it's kind of hard to get power bombs. Zeros, by the way, have an exceedingly high chance of dropping power bombs. I'm going to open this door because after you open a colored door, it turns blue. So I'm going to open that one, just so if I ever want to come back here, that door is blue. And we could go back. We could go back, but I feel like we would also be inclined to want to go forward. Controls were acting a little weird there. I feel like we'd be inclined to want to go forward. We've got a path right here we've never been on. Those guys hurt like a son of a gun, by the way. Those green crab guys, you touch them, they do like a whole energy tank. Okay, so we come over here to a yellow door. And again, we find these blocks, and a gap that we absolutely cannot jump across, and that is downright painful to get out. So, let's come back to that. And we'll quickly find we're somewhere familiar. We're back at our ship. We've come full circle. And the way this opens the world up, now that we have power bombs, there are so many items and power-ups that we've collected so far. We have so many things now. Look at all of these. Since the last time we were here, we had nothing. And there were a lot of yellow doors or power bomb blocks that we couldn't go in. And even though we know that there were some power bomb doors and power bomb blocks back the way we came, you're gonna want to go retread your old steps. You missed something. You missed a lot. So let's go back and get it.